Well, folks, this was an interesting week, to say the least. I mean, I'll get to the one that really dominates the thing in a minute. But you know what really dominates things for me right now? Buffalo's advancement in the playoffs. Yes, Buffalo had Indianapolis come in for the wild card. And let's just say, for their first home playoff game in 24 years, it was one that did a lot of this. If you know what I mean. What happened to the defense that had been playing so well over the last few games of the season? Well, they decided, hey guys, let's take the day off, especially on third down. But you know what? Buffalo did just enough to roll out a victory against one of the old-timers of the NFL. Phillip Rivers is 39 years old. He's had a stellar career, but he's pretty much been in the shadow of Tom Brady his entire career. And you know what? His savviness nearly prevailed for the Colts. But he showed, hey, his arm strength pretty much is diminished, especially on that final Hail Mary, which we knocked down. Yeah, that's the defense you need on a Hail Mary. Hail Mary, full of grace. Knock it down! Well, whatever. Buffalo escapes with a 27-24 victory against Indianapolis. And who do we have in the divisional round, which will again be at Bill Stadium in front of 6,700 fans? Yeah, it's like you gotta go through Fort Knox to go into Bill Stadium with these COVID regulations and what King Cuomo has set up. Well, whatever. We welcome Baltimore into Bill Stadium. Yeah, that's the reward we get after Pittsburgh implodes against Cleveland and whatever else. Lamar Jackson, who is probably the most dynamic player in the NFL right now. I mean, he can hurt you throwing. He can hurt you with his legs. Guy is as fast as the best wide receivers in the NFL. But you know, we came up with a plan and we kind of held him in check, even though we still lost to the Ravens last year. If we can come up with a pretty good plan, hey, this could be the first time we play in the AFC Championship in 27 years. Our opponent probably will be Kansas City, but whatever. That was a hell of a victory against Indianapolis, even if you did give us a little bit of a coronary at times. Let's go, Bills. Keep it going. Bills Mafia is thankful for this. And while I was talking about King Cuomo, let's just say, here in part of his State of the State address, as if we need to see that nincompoop any more times than the time he's been on, talking condescendingly to everybody, especially during this COVID thing. He wants to outline plans for the state going forward. One thing I'd like to outline, your lion soul, especially when it comes to opening up business. You know, you pretty much put orange zones in there for Syracuse, Rochester, Elmira, and other places. For 2 months, businesses have been hurting. When are you going to formulate a plan to help open some of them? Especially because they've shown that COVID transmission in restaurants is kind of negligible. But you know what? You want to keep this going. I understand, hey, you don't want this to get out of control. But think about what you're doing to small businesses, Cuomo. You're doing just like your old man. You're hurting businesses. You know what? This is ridiculous. Let restaurants open with a little capacity. Let restaurants open so they can do business indoors, if you know what I mean. And another thing, legalizing marijuana. Part of what you want to do going forward. Oh boy, there's going to be troubles, anywhere if you legalize marijuana. Say there's some place people come in and light up pipes. You know it's going to get to whoever's in there, especially if it's in a casino. You guys will be sitting there. Dealer said, what do you have? Guy said 54. Well, that's close enough. Yeah, but I wanted to go down for doubles. Yeah, get everybody smoking around a craps table. A guy will roll 11 and they'll look at it for an hour. Oh, no, that's heavy. Yeah, 11. Yeah, oh, wow, 6-5. Oh, phew, too much. Yeah, wow, man. Right on, 11. Right on, yeah. Well, you know what? I don't have any drug of choice. I take prescription drugs to help my health. I don't need marijuana or anything of that. Of course, maybe I could use some Rogaine. Who knows? Well, I'm going to go from talking about Cuomo to talking about the Orange. Yeah, they had their first 2 games since coming back from COVID regulations, COVID quarantine. Yet they played Pitt, and they also played our old friends, the Georgetown Hoyas. But I'm seeing a troubling trend in their first 2 games back. They've gone out to big leads, but then they pretty much blow them all. Yeah, Pitt, we had a pretty big lead. Blew it, lost by 3. Georgetown, we went up by 16, nearly blew it. That would have been something. Well, it would have been something had we had 35,000 fans. But of course, King Cuomo, he'll let 6,700 fans into Bill Stadium. Can't find a way to let a few fans into the Dome. But you know what? That's King Cuomo for you. Maybe going forward, if we get towards the NCAA tournament, we can get some fans in the Dome. Spaced out. How? I don't know. But it would have been good to see us beat our old friends. Hey, you know, the Carrier Dome is not closed, Georgetown. You came in, you lost. But of course, what do we got? North Carolina coming up, which was scheduled after Clemson had problems with COVID too. It was supposed to be Clemson, but now it's the Tar Heels we go down. Always good when we go down to face Mr. Williams down there in Chapel Hill. But you know what? Let's keep pulling forward, Cuse. Let's keep going. Last but not least, I am going to say something about the attempted insurrection there at the Capitol. Whether you're Republican or Democrat, that was a disgrace. You know what? Shouldn't have come to it. And everybody is calling for Trump to be impeached or Pence to invoke the 25th Amendment. Well, you know what? It's come where I don't care anymore. They gotta do what they gotta do. Next week we swear in Biden as our next president. But this is one big total mess. And there's one thing I'm just gonna say to end this show. They can't impeach Trump. They're not in Georgia. And that's all I'm saying this week.